Yo, what's going on, Serpa Squad? Tanner here, and I just got back from Aquashella in Chicago this past weekend. I got all kinds of cool supplies for future projects and such. I'll show you what I got going on, and then we'll talk a little bit about that experience. I'm down here at the 180 gallon vivarium. It's really starting to fill in, and I've been making adjustments since whenever you last saw it. I added a few plants, but while at Aquashella I actually picked up a few more plants, so why don't we go and get those added. The first one that I got here is an orchid. This is Dynama polybulbin. This is a cool little plant. It's an epiphyte, so we'll get this somewhere up in the canopy. I think this location right here should be ideal. There's not any other plants around, and it should just creep up the background and help fill in the space. To get it in place, I'm just going to wrap the roots here with some damp sphagnum moss. And then I'll press it onto the background. I have a few stainless steel wires here cut into clips. So I'll just press these into the background over top of the stem, making sure just to go into the background I'm not crushing the stem here. Otherwise I'll damage the plant. So just get a little bit more sphagnum moss on this side. And then we'll put one on the bottom here too. So as it turns out, there was two additional plants, including the purple leaf ruffle violet and the chocolate soldier apicea. These plants are just leaf cuttings, and all I have to do is dig under the leaf litter here, get the stem of the leaf touching the substrate, just kind of put the leaves back in place, and over time that should grow roots and turn into a plant. It's going to get too big for this location here, but just to start I'm going to put it here, and then I'll transplant it as needed. I could have planted these elsewhere, but I believe they'll do really well in here, considering that I have an African violet right here. It's been planted in here for several months now, and it's doing exceptionally well, so expect to see the same from both of these. And there you have the 180 gallon vivarium, looking not much better with the addition of those three plants. It's always the little ones that I add here and there that really make an impact, so I can't wait to see how they change the space here. And those came courtesy of friend and fellow plant and fish enthusiast Rachel O'Leary. So thanks again, Rachel. I can't wait to see the future of them. We're going to have to do a plant swap again in the near future. I also went and got a lot of aquatic plants here. We have Bulbitis hudoloti here, several segments of it. It's kind of rare. I don't want to say it's rare, but you don't see it all the time, so made sure to get some of that when I saw it. Also got two segments of Anubias caufifolia. Again, another one that's not entirely rare, but you don't see it all the time, so it kind of makes sense to get it when you see it. Also got some needle leaf Java fern, two little cocoa fiber mats of this. Also got a nice handful of black purple Bucephalandra here, nice looking specimens. And last but not least are the mosses. We've got a huge handful of flame moss here from Dustin. We've got some more flame moss here. This section was not from Dustin, but I'm going to combine the two since they're the same. And we've got some bubble moss. This is a little bit of a rare moss. Cost me 18 bucks for this little section here, and it pretty much, if I'm gonna be honest, it looks pretty much like Java moss, but it's a little bit finer, so it's pretty cool. I almost forgot, we also have Anubias nanji here. This is a pretty big one. It's nice, it's all immersed growth, which is great because I'm going to use it in a riparian setting for a setup that you guys will see next week. All of those plants are going to be for several future aquascapes I've planned, one of which is going to replace the Danioscape here, but in the meantime I'm actually going to put all of those plants in here so they have somewhere to go. I also got a lot of hardscape, including some manzanita wood and 2 different types of spider wood. We have a larger piece here and some more branchy pieces here. And to complete my hardscape haul, I've got some Pahai stone. I've been trying to get this for quite a while now, and luckily they had it at Aquashella. I waited until the last day of the event to buy it because it was 50% off. I bought everything that they had, so it really wasn't too expensive to get all of this, but typically it is. I also got some Seiryu stone. This is a cool stone. I mean, it's really common, but it's definitely one of my favorites. It just has some really cool texture to it. It's readily available. And again, I got all of this for 30 bucks, I think. Typically, this would probably run me for about $1.50 at my local fish store. So if you're able to go to these events, it definitely pays off because you're able to get stuff like this for so much cheaper than you typically would. And I got this Nano 1.5 gallon aquarium. It's a 7x7x7. This came courtesy of my man Rob over at Flip Aquatics. That's a pretty cool addition here. I'm not sure what we'll do with it yet, but I have some schemes in the works, so stay tuned for some more Nano builds. Alright, enough of that. Let's cut to the chase and look at the fish. Introducing the orange Medaka rice fish. These are kind of rare around these parts, so if you ever have the opportunity to get your hands on them, definitely take it because they're really cool fish, very hardy, they have great personalities, they breed prolifically, and just look at them, they're an awesome looking fish. Luckily, I was able to get these from Lucas Bretz. I gave him a big bag of my ABG substrate mix in exchange for the 4 of them, and I'm really excited to have them. I've been trying to get them for some time now, and I have a really cool project lined up for them, so I can't wait to show you that one, so stay tuned. And that's a quick look at some of the materials I got and the fish, but let's talk about Aquashella. Obviously that was only a snippet of the event. I really didn't film that much because I just didn't want to. I wanted to actively be a part of the event. I wanted to talk to as many people as I possibly could and just really soak it all in because I'd never been to an event like that before and I just wanted to enjoy it as much as I possibly could. On that, it was an honor and privilege to meet so many of you. I really can't believe how many like-minded people there are out there and how many new friends I have after being to that event. I really hope I can see you all again because the in-person interaction was really so much better than down in the comments. Don't get me wrong, I like chatting with you guys down in there, but really meeting up in person is just so much better because we could talk face to face and really just get to connect. Also, for those of you who don't follow me on the community tab or on Instagram, I was a part of a live bio-orbscaping competition and I won the People's Choice Award thanks to the Serpa Squad's vote. I'll leave some information about that down in the video description in case you're curious, but long story short, I went up against a bunch of talented scapers and I personally think I did really well for my first time ever being in a competitive scape of any kind. That said, I think I'm going to have to end the video there. There's really so much more that I wanted to say, but I can't really articulate myself too well right now because I'm still recovering from that event. I was yelling and talking loud and just having a crazy time, so it's way out of my element. I'm used to just being down here doing my thing and I had a great time, but don't get me wrong, there's no place like home. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week with another project. I really hope you enjoyed this one and I'll catch you on the next one, Serpa Squad. Take care and peace.